Well, announcing the correspondence is public.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, is that exec session? I don't know. It's bringing in a gentleman to do a seminar on,
Talking about the background of the individual.
that would be, okay, that's what it would be? Okay. Okay, so the next item, unfinished business, goal setting. We do have a date, which is fantastic. January 29th, it'll be in the evening, time TBD. So that's great news. That'll be a nice 4-hour session. That'll be a public session as well. And any new business? Okay.
I'm sorry, can I ask you a question? The board retreats, we're saying it started at 5:30, right?
I'm sorry?
Are we gonna say it started at 5:30?
It was TBD, but I think that was our target, presuming, depending on how everybody's schedule works out. The posting will be done.
I think we all said
5
we'd
was
make it
too
work,
aggressive.
right?
What?
I think we all said we'd make it work, right?
Yeah.
We were trying to do 5, but unfortunately Tracy said the
I
tree.
know.
Yeah,
you
my
said
tree
that.
doesn't get in, but, I mean, I can get here at 5:15.
They did TBD in the correspondence, so I guess we, 5 o'clock.
Can we settle this later?
It's 5.
I just want to say good night. I just want to say good night to
Oh,
my
my
kids.
of course.
I'm sorry. It's my
your
birthday.
birthday.
It's your
It's
birthday.
Michelle's birthday. Yes, of course, Michelle.
So can I go?
Thank you. Yes.
Happy birthday.
Have you some good night. Thank you, Michelle.
Personally, I get out of here.
So close. Okay, so 5:15.
You want, but I'm just putting it in my calendar, so you
Okay.
tell me. I could be here by 5:15. Will you depend on me? I'm sorry, I can get off the train at 5:05, so,
All right, so let's 5:15.
okay.
5:15. Good. Okay. So do 5:15 tonight. Okay, perfect. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, and then the next public comment section, the same procedure applies for the initial public session. Sam, do we have any cards? Okay. Michelle needs to make a copy.
Where am I going? The office? Or the office room is locked, Sam.
Oh, okay, yeah, you do that.
Okay, the first one we have on here, I guess it's a general comment from Gannon Schaefer in reference to goal setting in January. That's right.
Hi. First, I'd like to, it's not on there, can I say it? I'd like to just express that I think the comment cards are completely unnecessary, and I'm not clear on why we have them. And I don't think it's right that we can read ahead of time what's going to be asked and said and then sort out order on what we want to take. Just a general comment. But more important, I'd like to understand the goal setting session better in January. At the policy meeting last month, there was some talk about this and having the board set goals for the year. There was talk of bringing in a consultant that would cost $1,200, I think. I don't remember the number offhand. And I'd like to know why the goals for the year will not be set until January and the election's in May. So we're more than halfway through the year. So could the board comment on why any goals have not been set so far?
Yeah, actually, the goals wouldn't be just for the year. It's the general goals of the district as a whole going forward. So at least since I've been on the board, we haven't had a goal setting session, and in discussion with NISBA and the other highly functioning boards, they do these once a year so that they can have the overall general goals of the district. So you get your high level goals of where do you want to move forward as a district, and then you go down to individual layers years from there. So that it trickles all the way down throughout the organization, so that everybody is working towards the same overall goal to achieve, so you can move the ship in the same direction.
So the district has never done this before?
Not that I'm aware.
No.
Actually, this probably, I'm definitely, no. Yeah.
No, we haven't done it. What happens is normally you do this in like August. You set the goals because the new board starts in July. What happens though with a lot of boards, it does get away from you because usually you do a chunk of your policies in the summertime when there's a lull. So there is other business and it is something that's talked about all the time. But in general, you know, the board has discussions with the superintendent, the things we want to see, or even, you know, in an evaluation to the superintendent, we may say, can you please look at this? And your goal for the year is, so it's kind of parallel. Okay, so it's overall district goals and not just to this specific board.
And it's
Oh,
not like
100%, it's the overall district.
And it's not as if they are going to change every year.
No.
So they're not, you know, that's not really the practice. The practice is you put benchmarks in place and you measure the progress when you meet again in 6 months and then a year. And then you may change them in a few years, but every change is, you know, as you know, a 3 to 5 year. Not that they have to stay in place that long, but you're not looking to throw them in the air and start with fresh ones every year.
Sure, that's actually, that helps, because I thought it was specific to this board, and that seems a little crazy to do in January. While I'm up here though, if you'd like, I don't know if I need to rewrite this on a card, I might pass.
Only because the proper protocol is one question per person, so we need to get through the other ones, and definitely come up and that's we'll hand out another card. The cards are new, it's.
So I have to
we're
go back
getting into
to,
the-
so I should go back to my seat, write the question down, and we hand it in, or I'm limited to one question?
One question per time up at the microphone per card.
Okay,
I think that's how the high school works, right?
That's not how the high school
Which is
works.
a time anyway.
No, that's fine, you're doing it by time, but the high school does allow, you can
Have
have,
we
we've been
been
keeping time in the past, so you come up to the microphone.
Yep,
We
Okay.
have like contentious.
that's one of my.
To give everybody a chance to ask questions.
Okay, well, I don't like the new system, thank you.
Okay. We're modeling, we're trying this because it works very well with the high school. So we're trying out the new system and it will work out the kinks. First attempt in learning. Okay, next card, we have Chris Midkish, Programs Workshop mentioned in prior meetings.
Hi, everybody. I just wanted to know why, again, the programs workshop, you know, it was talked about a lot at one of the past meetings, and the next meeting was off the agenda, it wasn't on there even as unfinished business. And I asked the question then, why did it come off the agenda? And I think the answer was, it's going to be a workshop, or it's going to be a public session at some point on its own. I just want to make sure we're not losing track of it, because then it kind of slides away and the public thinks, hey, where did that go? And I'll meet the public wants to know where it went, and is this something that's coming up soon, and when do you think you're gonna do it?
It's definitely on the radar, definitely haven't lost focus in reference to programs. The good thing is that the programs are still running. In reference to which ones to continue, we're getting into budget season, and then also the goal setting session that we're gonna be having in January will then trigger the additional workshops for things like discussing programs and things like that as well.
When you say the programs are still running, why would they not be running?
That's what I'm saying. In other words, nothing
That's what I'm saying.
I think she was joking. Or like she, like,
It's
saying,
like they're
what-
still going. It's not like they're.
I just like,
No, what I meant was, in other words, they're still moving along, we're still adding programs, et cetera, so nothing's not happening because we haven't had that specific discussion. It's ongoing discussions all the time, so but I get it.
May I
There
just
definitely
say
will
that
be a
if
work
your
session.
goals, that you, a goal session, you would think would take place after the public session where you hear what the people have to say before you set your goals. Take that into consideration, that's all I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. So if there are comments or suggestions, I always recommend emailing or calling, definitely either Dr. Seniak or the board, 100%.
Right,
We
but
like
in
the
this, in a
suggestion.
public forum, if you were having a town hall, let's say, or, you know, not to get too wild, but you might, one thing that one person might say might trigger something in another person's that might then have a lead to a particular, train of thought as a community. And that's why I'm saying that I would think that would come before the goal setting, because if you're making goals that don't align with what
goals are so high level
Okay.
up here that once we get down to the individual programs to support those goals, that's where the individual work sessions come in for those types of things. So where do we want to move forward up here, and then the programs to support that, those overall achieving goals lie right under that.
Sounds
Okay, we have Mary Keene, Ms. Gargiulo, would you like to come up?
Jen, I was just gonna say, Jen, at the high school, they don't like read what the comment is, they just call the person up. Like you have it in front of you and they call the person up.
Oh.
And then they give it to the district clerk so she has a name and address. So that's like a benefit.
Okay.
I think this whole system is ridiculous. It's wasting paper, it's wasting pens. The district is tight on money, and we're all gonna walk out with a new pen tonight for those of us that had to write out a card. And we always reference back to the component districts, or you guys reference back to the component districts when it works for you. But then there are other things that the component districts do that somehow doesn't work for North America. I think the whole thing with the cards, the central high school district is much bigger with 4 component districts, whereas North America, we're small. I mean, just ridiculous. But anyway, my question goes back to Ms. Gargiulo voted no, and the rest of the board, well, it passed, so I guess it's gonna go online tonight, the contract, I'm not sure exactly when, but
More, not unless John
After you get it up online.
but I just want to
Wait
know,
up for it.
I probably would. So Ms. Gargiulo voted no, I'm just wondering how everyone else voted, or should I assume that the other votes were, the other 6 were yes?
Well, we all answered A, yeah, all those in favor, aye.
So that
The other 6 were
vote
yes.
went into that. The back, the side room, or at the executive session.
You can't vote
meeting.
on that.
We don't vote in
It's only in the public that they vote on the contract.
Okay,
Correct.
the meeting that was at 6:30 today, when you broke into executive session, you talked contracts. I'm just making assumptions.
It wasn't that contract.
Oh, it's not? Okay.
And you can't vote in exact, it has to be a public.
Okay.
We can discuss and decide how we want to move forward, but we have to officially vote.
Okay.
Melissa Zuha?
Hi. I'm actually calling to thank you for coming. A few meetings ago, somebody brought up medical devices, the Wi-Fi needed for medical devices for students. That's my child. My son wears a CGM, which is a continuous glucose monitor, which tells me and the school nurse and my husband his sugar at every single moment during the day. And it had been dropping out. I am so thankful the very next day, Mr. Carter reached out to me. Thank you. Came to OMR. We sat with the principal and the nurse and my son and another gentleman, I don't remember his name.
IT director, Wing Lam.
Wing Lab.
Yes, he was wonderful, and spent a lot of time learning more about what is keeping my son alive and healthy during the day. They came back, because we got him a brand new phone, did everything all over again. Even Ms. Friedman was calling me to make sure I was getting the correct numbers. This is really important and really valuable, and what it also shows is a great example of how our district worked together to keep my child safe, to keep all our children safe. And how everyone didn't worry about what their job, what their role was, but they worked together to ensure that we took care of the kids here. So I wanted to thank you and thank Mr. Carter and everybody for taking care of Max. So thank you.
That was very nice. Okay, Jean Hooker?
Yes, I'm actually inquired in my question about why suddenly did you bring up this new policy about the provisions of the special education services? Why is ISMA recommending that you change them per se?
It's not changing, we didn't have one.
Didn't have one.
That was discovered during the audit. So we've been abiding by all of the special services and providing the correct special services. So this is putting the correct policy in place to reiterate what we already do. It's not changing anything, it's not modifying anything. Dr. Senya's been doing a great job with those.
validates our special education plan as well,
Right, yeah.
which has the same thing. Right.
Which I'm very aware of. It's- I
So-
know it.
So we apologize if there was confusion in
Okay.
reference to changing anything, it
You
was
weren't
adding a
changing,
policy.
it wasn't a revision, it was just, you needed a policy.
There's a group of
Oh,
policies
okay.
we're missing on the record, and
Okay.
we're adding them as we go along based on
Okay,
this
that makes-
recommendation.
Yeah, more
New York
sense.
State mandates.
Yeah, the mandates.
Yes, well, I just wasn't aware that we didn't have one, because
Yeah.
it said, okay, thank you.
That's actually a good comment, so maybe going forward on those, we can restate that we're adding something instead of replacing. Okay. Jerry Acuna? Hope I pronounced that correctly.
My question was about second language. From what I understand, I might be wrong about this, but Merritt School District, they have it throughout all grade levels, and here I think 5, 5, and 6 is where it starts. So when they all get to Merritt Avenue Middle School, the kids that are in North Merritt, I guess, are at a disadvantage than the ones in Merritt. What can be done, and is it been spoken about adding it to all grade levels?
Well, actually, when I was with the superintendent, Dr. Palmer specifically, it was yesterday, he relayed to me that it begins in 4th grade in Merrick. But in Belmore, it does begin in kindergarten, because I was also with Dr. Famularo at the same time, so I was trying to gather that information as well. I don't know if you were here in the beginning, but I did speak a little bit about how successful our students are in foreign language when they do go to the secondary schools. With the checkpoint A and the checkpoint B, we have a 99% achievement rate on that. In conversation that Mrs. Friedman has had with Mr. Harrington, the assistant superintendent for curriculum there, our students perform, if not outperform, students from the component districts. So the data, and not that I'm disagreeing, I would love to have it pre-K for 6. The data shows that our children are not at a disadvantage when they do get to the secondary school, and we are trying to increase their exposure, and starting last year and now this year continuing to do that, and we would like to find these out-of-the-box ways to do it. The summer, the Saturdays, who knows, maybe before school eventually. So we are looking to enhance what we have in place already, and we're looking to always make it better.
I think also their performance, I think, is great, and that's great that we follow that. But I think also if they start at the kindergarten level, it becomes more natural for them rather
Progression.
than a second learned, language. Thank you.
Okay. That's a wrap. So, motion to
Can wait one
Oh,
second,
sorry,
before
go
we
ahead.
adjourn, can we add or can we comment on something that took place earlier, like let's get to the minutes for this, is that possible? What was that? Oh. Not, we're going to adjourn in a second, but I just want to make sure it's not. Okay.
I don't see why not.
Okay.
What do you want to comment on it?
See, no,
So I have another comment too, if you can open that.
Wendy, I looked into the question that you presented earlier in regard to that code for the theater arts, and the reason why Peter is not in that one is because that's specifically for teachers and certificated employees.
No, that's what Beth said.
Yeah, but so that code for that money line, that $20,000 is only for those people that were listed there. So right now, currently, we're actually under budget right now for that one.
Well, the line is for $20,000, we're at $19,950.
So we're a little
But,
under.
I get what you're saying. I guess, like, how do we let people know that that line is theater arts, I guess? Just to be a little bit transparent, so if people look at it, they say, okay, that line, I'm not saying the person, you guys all see the person, I'm not, but how do you have it that she's theater arts too?
Okay, so what's gonna wind up happening, actually, the new program for next year, we're actually adding a lot more codes next year for the state. The state has transparency.
Building by building.
So by building, there's gonna be a lot more codes next year, and one of the codes will be actually this one for, the non-certificate employees, these,
Oh, so it will be broken out more, so
It'll be
anybody can
broken
read it,
out, correct.
okay, great.
Where in the past, it was never broken out like that, it was just broken out.
But-
because we're in one
But
area.
the question I have is, if it's $19,950 for that stipend, and she's up to $2,200, isn't that, like you're saying, a
No,
line
that-
allows, you have it budgeted separately just for that one employee?
Correct.
How much you have budget, you have it
Off the top of my head, I don't know, I'm just
Okay.
looking online, it's actually.
You have a budget line for her,
Yeah, for
like
her,
to match,
correct.
okay, great, thank you.
to adjourn?
Second.